medicinal side this week, we don't have too much too intense. So what a lot of people don't know as well is chilies are good for ocular health. So I suppose
Just keep that knife pointing in a safe direction. Wouldn't like to lose a knee.
So I suppose having quite a lot of chili together with carrots as well in your diet will be good for your eyesight.
Chili. That's burning. You're not, you mean?
No, having it in your diet.
About to say, are you going to do the whole Tina's
No.
Venus promise, sorry.
Here goes a blueberry and habaneros.
What did I miss one, guys? Did I miss one, Rob?
No, not yet. We've been waiting for you to sort out our technical difficulties.
You know what? Take the teaspoon, put the thingy in there, and pour it onto the.
No, then you can if you want.
Like this, guys.
But I'm going to take a teaspoon in any case if
But
need.
I mean, check
Yeah, like
how
that.
difficult is that? Man?
Yeah, but you're putting a little bit too little there.
This one's not that runny though.
This is it.
Yeah, no, I think we need to.
There we
No.
Are we after
Putting
flavour
enough
or
just
burn
not
here?
letting
Ines?
it run all
Flavour,
the way.
because-
Just a lot of flavour.
A lot of flavour.
And
Remember, I'm happy at this, so.
That is a super nice. What is that?
also good sauce for beginner.
Your
Super
blueberry
nice.
flavour.
Blueberry. Oh, socks.
Berry does come through.
That's super flavorful.
Super nice.
And then a
Super
palate
mild.
cleanser.
It's got
Where
it's
these guys
got a tingle, but it's
Citrus. That's Jeff and his lady that were here. That brought the tincture, that put the tincture on your
This is lovely.
tongue.
We're going to get you the one now, huh? Rob was a
I'll start with that as a fraud.
Okay, what's next, guys? So are we rating these things? Because we started with,
the salad dressing.
Did we lose
both
track
made-
here?
Yeah, we went to the salad dressing,
okay,
and I would definitely put any one of those guys.
into a meal maybe. Like.
No, definitely, but I've always been looking for
looks
the
like you're
best.
taking heat there.
I am
Or was it
taking
the light?
yeah, that's the light. This one is mine first.
Okay, here it is. What's next?
This one on a cheese griller.
This one?
Hot dog. The
Mm.
one we
No,
had
we're
just
getting all
now.
the flavours now, so we've done the blueberry. All the
Super
flavours
flavorful.
definitely come out. Scotch bonnet.
Pepperco in the house.
Panic pepper curd.
Panic pepperco.
So let me.
Sorry, I don't know why I'm doing it. Sorry, the
You like to only go 2/3 of the way.
Ooh.
So when we've got technical
This one.
errors,
This
it's hard
one
to
smells
stay
very-
focused.
Where's the full 100% in it? It's only 2/3 to the
I'm at 82%,
Okay.
but I'm getting there.
Alright?
I'm going big. I'm going big.
And then you're going to do on the spoon.
Whoa.
That's how you-
Ta-da!
I'll be taking stress on this one, eh? Let's go bite to it. Most definitely. Luckily, I decided. Bro, come out. Spoons on the floor. Cheers, boys.
Remember, kids are healthy
5-second
helping.
rule, right?
Wow!
Boys.
Shucks, that is super tasty. That's hot though.
It is very hot.
That's hot though.
But
Have you had some minutes? I want to just read what they say there.
definitely tasty, eh?
That is tasty,
Wow!
but it's one of those peppers, same as habanero, it's an acquired taste. I'm telling you,
That
not
is
a lot
so
of people
nice.
will like that.
That is so nice. Amazing.
If I look at it, this is all habanero. Ooh. Got a burn.
Yo, it's got a nice burn. I'm feeling it right around the side of my tongue, right around the top towards the peppery because it's got pepper. So I'm getting the pepper in the back. I'm even getting it underneath my tongue a little bit.
Yeah.
That's a
So,
Wow.
You think I can go
That
some
is
flavor
so
with
nice.
you
That's
first?
one for flavour.
There's a smaller pool in one of the rooms here. You might only fit your head in it though.
There, no, I'll get in there.
Whoa!
What do you
So
rate
we went
flavour?
from-
What do you rate it on flavour?
Flavor. I think those two are more flavorful. That is not bad. Like it's going to, like I don't actually know. I want to say 7 maybe. Like it's flavorful, man.
And burn?
Burn. You see, my burn channels are a bit messed again. I'm thinking 5, 6, maybe 5.5. Am I wrong?
no,
Where are you at?
About 3.
Once again, I'm wrong.
No, but it's
I don't know.
personal preference.
Personal preference, I'm gonna rate that hot, man.
Yeah, remember that.
What would you say out of 10? Where's your heat?
Again, that tincture just now, that was flavorful.
This thing's burning, my man. Where are you
But
in the heat?
this is hot.
So give a heat rating. Where would
At
you
least
say?
7 on my rate.
I'm not saying that about, no, maybe 6, maybe 5.
I'm at about 3.5 more or less.
Oh, you instantly know this is a hot sauce. Alright,
Okay, let's go
so
now.
more flavour and then we go into the real hot sauce.
Did you guys find out what levels there are? We just
No, but I really want a mango.
Let's do mango.
Last week mango was.
No, I spoke to
kind
the
of
guys from
tomatoes.
last week mango. We should have polished all of it.
Yeah?
They said it's because it's fermented, it would have been like is it kombucha, what they call it. Super healthy for your gut and your gut bacteria.
Oh, yeah,
They said we
things
should
everything
have-
out there, yeah.
No, pretty much like the others. He said we wouldn't have gotten sick from, we wouldn't have got the runs from nothing.
Okay.
Oh,
But
yeah.
see,
Now we
so
learn
yeah.
something. Yeah, but that's with that fermented there's no preservatives, none of that stuff in there. So I'm not sure about the others. I'm talking for that specific.
Yeah.
Did you know? Your bottle
What was it? Was it mango? What was it?
mango?
Yeah.
There's a mango. Ketchup.
There we
That's
go.
exactly why.
Oh, Fanta.
Yeah, I love it. Have it cleaner there too, please. Because I've got an idea, this is also habanero, right? By the colour.
This is
Yeah.
mango habanero.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. There we go. Stop right there. There we go. There we go.
Ooh, mango is definitely there. Unless it creeps up on you, which it probably will.
You guys in the back there must be wondering, but this is damn nice. If you like chili a little bit, you're gonna love this.
I'm gonna spit if I speak.
Stunning.
I'm gonna spit if I speak. My mouth's watering.
I'm gonna give you guys some now. Stand by, stand by.
There's always the guest hour after the show, the guest hour.
Yeah.
So, this mango definitely has the flavour.
Yo, such a.
This Scotch bonnet,
Did we taste
man,
that?
that's what we had now.
That's got the burn.
Yeah. So here's the burn, and there's the flavour.
That's got a real burn, my man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mango.
So for the guys who like your mango a little hotter, buy 2 sauces, add a bit of this one with it. Safe to say that'll give you a bit of burn.
There's the mango.
Where we go? Magma
We're gonna
and...
go for the Reaper.
Ghost and Reaper.
Alrighty.
Then we'll go for the Magma,
Is
then
that-
the Apocalypse.
I think you pocket
Do
this
they
is the
make-
end,
Do they make a sauce, by the way,
This is
that's
it.
got
No, that
Reaper
was fine for me.
and ghosting?
Reaper and Ghost, there you go.
Is this a Reaper and ghost?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a Reaper and a Ghost.
Everyone's looking a bit nervous in the back.
Yeah, but that's their problem, right?
Is there another towel around here? I'm gonna go for a swim soon.
Well, that's what
Dit was gisteren plakken. Oh my goodness.
Hey, this stuff is warm, man.
Speaking warmer. Speaking warmer.
Yes.
That's one of the American ones.
Well,
That's the flavor of it.
let's do the right to left.
Let's do the right thing and have loads of it.
Yeah. The right to left, and we'll see their
Hectic.
experience.
Yeah, exactly. Would you like to try this one?
And they just told me, God, mate, I'm not shy yet, man.
But this one is not too runny.
Yummy.
Someone's laughing at us. They're taking our pain.
Really? Bro, cheers for one.
Rainbows in the house.
Cheers.
So just smelling.
Rambo Reaper.
Oh, man.
It's got a good taste.
That
That
is
must
the
be the
sauce.
endorphin rush from the previous one, right? There's your previous endorphin rush.
That is the sauce
So
I
they
like
come
every
out.
day.
That is
Or
super
the
tasty.
adrenaline.
That I would rank high on the taste level.
Whoa,
I'd be at about an 8 or a 9 there.
No, to
On
me
taste.
that's a 12 out of 10 for flavor.
That's super tasty.
But I would be biased on the flavor of that one.
Yeah.
Because those are 2 peppers I love the flavor from.
Wow, that's nice.
On the heat level.
Hmm?
It's got a lekker smell.
I'm burning now. Like, I can't quite gauge.
4.5.
On par with my level. Your heat rating?
I'm still burning from the previous one. I want to say like maybe 6, 6.5.
I don't know, dude. that is on the Scoville scale.
Remember, you
definitely
can't lie because
not-
the sweat is turning the
No,
true
no, no.
story, eh?
No, but I would have my parity there. Habanero on the Scoville scale is not as hot as these two that we just had.
This last one.
Yeah, this has got more flavor for me. And not as, it's a controllable burn, so I can handle
I'm
it.
battling
Yeah.
today, guys. I don't know why. I know why. Sorry, I do know why. No, we didn't.
Might also be maybe
Did we have some herbs? We didn't have any herbs earlier.
No, well, we did the
Magnus
vape
is
pen.
also-
We did the vape pen.
Here's water, guys.
And this might be one of those strains that bring out the burn so much more.
Wow.
Venus, that's a very nice sauce, actually.
You mean
I like this. It's a good everyday sauce.
I would rate that
I'm battling.
more of my, if I'm gonna eat this every day, than what I would have one of those.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Ooh,
It's
I
getting
know.
better.
What is
Which
that?
one is that?
Magma.
Magma.
Yo, I feel like I'm close to tapping out, guys. Like,
Magma.
Liquid lava in your stomach.
wow.
Oh my
You
word.
smell that?
Oh my.
Oh, my socks.
Those socks are still coming. Smell this one.
How much did you have?
A good dosage. No, it's lovely. Different flavour, completely different.
Take that up. Sorry, I
That's
mean.
like-
Flavor wise, this one. So
13 out of 10.
the previous one I'll have on lunch, and this one for dessert. Flavor wise. Yeah, that's a 15 out of 10 flavor
No,
wise.
I'm battling. Look, today I'm battling.
No, this is. Heat wise, this one is.
Fuck, I'm dying.
That's about it.
I really prefer the previous.
I don't know why.
No, man.
Yes.
For me, this is 3.
This is intense, guys. It's like maybe a guy, you like walking in the parking lot and a guy comes into the parking and stops on your foot and you're like, and you can't get a word out. The tears are coming and you can't get a word out. Feels almost like that.
No, it's the
No,
apocalypse.
man. This one is on a level 3.
Level
Liquid lava,
3.
level 3.
What do you call it? Defcon 3, yeah.
I don't know, my heat levels are fucked. I wouldn't be able to say where we're at. Everything's burning now.
We're going to keep this for the last.
Ah,
Do the apocalypse.
wow. How does someone
What's
come
the
up
last
with
thing?
control this even?
This is something that's got a story behind it.
So the story comes in.
Wow.
Maybe the endorphin rush will make him remember the story or label this.
The burn is overwhelming everything else that I'm feeling.
This is nice.
No. What? It's how many episode you should be used to this point. But I really think it's got to do with, because remember how we spoke in one of the episodes, how we said, if you consume cannabis, recreational cannabis before chilies, certain strains, their terpene content brings out the effects of the chili in your system by 3 or 4 times. So that's maybe why you are suffering, because the terpene contents of the vape pen you had
Hold
earlier
on, I'm
on
trying to
maybe-
manage it. I'm trying to manage it.
But how about we get some drum rolls in here for the before we carry on?
Should we get a drum roll? Is there a drummer in the house that could join us on the couch?
There is. Do we have drums?
No, I was
I've got one
playing
outside.
team.
We've got this little one here. I've got 2 downstairs. I'll bring it quickly.
Oh, you
So,
want to do all of them?
I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, aren't you joining in?
No, this is your thing. You suggest.
No, the idea is that you're actually going to jam, have a little jam with me. I'm going to
Okay.
show you one or
Well,
two
I'm going to
things.
have a taste and then I'm going to run right out for the hills.
Yeah, so that's cool. Let me grab that quickly.
Oh. Could the drummer please bring his drums and report to our office?
This one. Mike King.
No, then I'm out.
No, I'm just joking. This one is a lot softer than the previous one. In terms of burn.
Wow.
It's flavor. Sorry guys, it's today we've got amateur hour.
Oh, I don't know why I'm battling. I'm really,
No, I
struggling,
really
guys.
think it's the
I'm really struggling.
Everyone's got a good thing.
Can we go over to the table camera quickly? Is it off? No, look on the screen. Is it on the screen, man? Okay, no worries.
I really think it's on that straight.
No.
Yeah, guys,
I'm focused straight today, my man.
We have to apologize for coughing the phlegm and blowing the nose, but it's part of the medicinal value of chilies, is opening up the sinuses and loosening that
That was
phlegm.
not a good sting. Damn, you really looking for shit today.
No, that one comes in late. I was going to say to me that's about a 2, but I give that about a 4. 3.5 to 4. On a heat 7. 7. 7.
This is the unmarked one.
So that can go either way. That can either be just a salad dressing or that can be a nuclear explosion.
Nuclear war, look at all these seeds.
What was that?
None of the others were
Yo, guys, I'm ready.
Yeah, okay. So that last one we had, I'll put that on a level 4 heat wise. Because it does creep up on you a bit, so.
How you guys feeling?
Love okay. Ah, sorry.
Bye-bye.
That's hot.
Mama.
Demonstration shots today.
No swigging of the bottle today. Whose turn is it today? To take a swig out of the bottle.
I'll take a straight dressing.
Yeah, it'll probably be my turn as well.
We are going to put the drummer in the house.
The drummers.
So we put the drummer in the middle.
Oh, my timing.
I'll be there.
Looks like you got the big boy.
Eh?
You got the big boy there.
Okay, I'll grab it. Who's got the other?
Yeah, you got the big boy.
Shot.
I don't know. Where's Robert now? Is he left for the moment?
Yeah, momentarily.
Momentarily.
I think we should get you on par, my man. How about it? How you doing, brother?
Good, good, good.
Good to see you, my man.
Good luck, bro.
Serious? Lekker.
Oh, shut
Don't squeeze in.
So we're going to start. Sorry, excuse the sniffing and the burning, my man.
No, it's alright.
You want to sort of get on par quickly with the sauce?
Is that a comeback?
Huh?
I'm going to talk, eh? Smell it from here.
Hectic.
It's a mystery sauce.
Is there a specific place you seem to be
The
playing?
mystery sauce with a good story.
We're going for it.
It's proper.
We're going to do the drum roll.
Okay, let's, Eddie, do you want to quickly tell us a bit? Welcome in the house here at the Capsicum
Excellent,
Show.
excellent. Nice one, yes.
Would you like to just give us a quick rundown of why we've got these drums there, what it is that you do, what's your flavour, what's your feeling in the spot, man?
That's a big question. So I started a company years ago called Drums and Rhythm back in '93.
Okay.
And it's all to do with drumming. It was the first product as an interactive. And it went into corporates. Basically, if you can drum as a team, you can work as a team. So what makes a good rhythm versus what makes a successful team? Communication, synergy, enthusiasm, working as a team, having fun in the workplace. But further than that, back 36 years ago, is it? I started drumming in school in the cadet band and rudiment drumming, rock drumming, bit of noisy metal drumming with time, found percussion back in Russell's Valley days. And that's only 30 years ago. I've been playing jam band, and I've studied in Western Africa, I've studied around Africa, played all over the world.
Legend.
Won
These
the
are
World
jam
Cup.
band drums?
Yeah.
So this and that same thing, just
These are
different
all jam
size.
band drums, yeah. This is more like what they call a boogaroo almost because of the shape. So you can see here's an hourglass. So yeah, it looks like a wine glass,
Okay.
half an hourglass.
Interesting.
Where yours is more of a V, just right down to the bottom.
Yeah.
So right, so excellent. So let's not
They did say that this one might need to be tensioned, but
Yeah,
what
but
we
look-
know about that is alas.
But just, yeah, ultimately, everybody's got a voice. Each drummer's got its own voice as well, and what to play in the rhythm. So yours is quite deep. So you could play like a dum, 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 you know what I mean? So then, you hear that?
Okay.
You with me? So yeah, so there's timing and everything. The way our hearts beat, we are frequency resonators. I mean, that's what you are. Imagine our
I
hearts are
explained that before.
Our hearts are beating, so there's frequency. So every living thing that breathes has a frequency. Even a stone that seems dead at molecular level, it's actually alive.
So even my friend Andre there, has he got a...
Everybody's got rhythm. So that's where my speciality comes in, and so the power of rhythm is when you've got two out of pendulums out of sync, and you put them in the same room, they're actually in train within time. Women who live together menstruate together, that's the power of the rhythm. And so,
What?
can you believe that? So here we're 4 of us, if Andre was standing here with us, whoever hasn't got the beat, you're going to entrain, even though you think you don't have the beat. So mindset's all good. Andre, there's hope.
Awesome. It's not over for you, my friend. Still out there.
Let's give it up. Right, so we've got in the middle, we've got bass, and we've got on the side, we've got tones.
What are you playing with that part of your
So music is the fingers. Let's not put your hands down here to natural 45. You see that? So what gets the 4 of us playing in tune is the timing. So I'm playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Timing doesn't stop. Your heart doesn't stop beating, and the chronological idea of a watch, time doesn't stop.
Okay.
So if I'm playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, then I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, go. Can you see that? So there's timing in everything. So let's use that as a rhythm. We can go.
Thanks, man.
Nice, buddy.
This is
very
effective,
good.
right?
It's very good, yeah.
So, these drums, are they handmade? Or
These are handmade, they're handcarved, so what you do is you get the trunk of the tree, cylindrical, carve that outside, it's about a 3/4 inch thick, and it follows through the shape of the hourglass then. And what makes them so unique is you've got the bass, you've got the tone, but if you learn a third slap as well, it's called a slap, so you've got tone, you can hear it deeper, but just by when he starts driving.
Yeah.
So then you need to just have a little bit of it.
So what you're saying, I'm just going to fetch my Rico feedback.
That sounds good. Yeah, so I mean, drumming has been part part of our lives since Flameless One, you know. And we all have that rhythm. And where I'm at the moment is that I really believe the way to heal this country and the world at large in a space of love is to generate people playing with the same idea.
Yeah.
And the precipice being the drum. So when you're in a space of love and you play the drum, it's almost like a microphone sending out so much more love. Can you understand what I'm trying to say?
I think also, if I could put it this way, the more, like, I mean, you learn, so you get more of a rhythm, and it's like, it's just, but I'd like to learn a bit more.
There's a big thing happening.
Yeah.
There's a big thing I'm looking at as well is actually upcycling instruments in schools, and they bring their coffee blood down, and a toilet roll, and a this and a that, and there's some basic ingredients like some seeds and beads and they make instruments. Then we do a whole school where like 1,000 people do this thing together.
And because I've heard of babies, they have baby music classes when the kids like a couple of months old, a couple of weeks old, they take them to music classes.
That's it.
And they sit there and they play music and they play with their instructed music things.
Yeah. You see what happens, it's actually medically proven that when you play a rhythm for about 3 minutes, you're changing your brainwave. So when you wake up, you're probably in a beta state. And then as you're falling asleep, it's just when you're kind of falling asleep, but you're not quite in theta, and that's alpha. And that's when your brain is actually working at its optimum, because you've got your conscious and your subconscious where it actually comes together. And that's where you're remembering and using so much more of your brain's capacity, so much more than the claimed father, only 10% of our brains being used. So that's amazing, and that's why it's such amazing team building. And so what happens, you actually put people into a trance, and we only play for a few minutes, and apart from the endorphins you're getting from the chilies, you're actually releasing endorphins when you play drums for about 3 minutes. I
can relate to that, because I remember back in the days when we were like out of matric, when we were sitting having a beer or two, and we took 2 of those steel 20-liter drums, and one mate started playing, and I was like,
that's it.
We found another one and we were just
no matter what it is,
and it was just lucky to sit there and hit that thing, and afterwards we're like, like what
feeling like
doing. Like we've never played drums, we don't know music, we played on the back of a 20-liter steel paint drum, but we had so much fun.
So here's the thing, think about this, So we're going through a lot of stress, the world's going through stress, Mother Earth is going through stress, everybody is. And the biggest thing is stress is killing us at the moment. It's killing the body, the mind, and also the community. And so if this is directly releasing endorphins, which I feel, and which just makes sense, directly cancels out stress. So it's the chemical that makes you feel good, which is opposite to depression. So when you play a drum, and I don't play because I've been playing for so long, I actually get sick, I get depressed, I get anxious, I get unaligned, I call it where I'm unfocused and that kind of thing. And the power in drumming is so much bigger. I mean, initially back in the traditional side, I mean, the drum plays when the baby is born into this world, so they bring souls from the spirit into the earthly realm. And same thing with death, the drums are playing for harvest, for spring, for equinoxes, for healing, for giving thanks to all the tribes, to their gods. So drumming is a very powerful thing, and the longer I play it, and that I'm in the drumming realm, the more I actually respect the spirit of the drum. There's a lot of power in this, and I think we're moving into a time now where we're all ascending in frequencies. Even the earth has changed its frequency now, that we're going into the age of Aquarius, and the drum is becoming such a, I think we're almost going to be the warriors, because when you play and you resonate in love and light, you're ascending, because it's becoming into a space of light. And I think this drum, and I think, my opinion is that I believe this drum is the way and the way forward,
You told me once you did one or two really cool functions. Tell us about one or two of those things. Tell us where did you do, where did you play, what did you do?
My most acclaimed event that I've done was the opening of the World Cup FIFA 2010 tournament, of the whole opening ceremony, which is the biggest watch ceremony or TV
and you played
event in the world, more so than the Olympic opening. And I was proud to be the only Mungu out of everybody, and there's 150 of us, and I was proud to play right at the opening of the 9 that opened the entire event. That was amazing, And then and then our company as well, we co-produced with Lebe from Lion King the concert closing ceremony in 2009. That was 200 drummers there, and we recorded in studio with him. We put all the music back. We worked with the Lebo M's and and the Shakiras and the R. Kellys and the Yuma Sakelas.
So I'm just having this thought. About a year ago, I came across this. I think it was a US-based bunch of people, and they got together, but with full drum sets. I think there were 500 of them.
Wow.
They played in one place at the same time, one rhythm.
Yeah, I've seen that on Facebook.
I think I
It
don't
was
know,
in
I
the
can't
street,
remember. No, I can't remember. I have to go and research this again. It could have been 100 drummers or 200 or 300. I'm not sure of the figure, but it was a lot.
Wow.
But with full drum sets.
Wow. Oh, full kit.
Full kit. No?
Okay. Not
Full
the
kit.
custom,
Yeah, no, with all the
symbols.
hi-hats and
Yeah.
all. I'm just trying to think. I must look for that again.
Absolutely.
Interesting to see. Tell me, do you eat chili?
I love chili.
Would
chili.
you like to have a?
But after
sample?
watching you guys look at me, I'm even starting to get a bit of a.
Well,
I'm starting to blush, a pre-blush. Like, phew.
Make him something.
Throw me to the deep end. I love it. It's good.
I'll go through the tastes though. Some of these tastes.
If you have a piece there and then
Is that not the mystery?
This is the mystery one. You got to review it for us.
I'll take. Is there a
Okay,
clean
so
spoon
before
there?
you chow it,
That's
so
what
how
I was
the-
clean. Yes, I've never used it. Yeah, do that.
So how the review works is basically you're going to give a out of 10 rating on flavor and an out of 10 rating on heat, but it's relevant to your tolerance. So there's no right or wrong. That's
Correct.
how
Correct.
it is for
And there's
you.
no good or bad sauce. All these sauces are so unique. Like I suppose a drummer as well. Like you say, this drum is unique to its make, its size, its shape, its skin, its tension. I haven't tasted that one. Have you tasted that?
That's very good.
Not.
I'll try it in a spoon.
This is very nice. Based on the chili that it is. Flavor wise, I'm going to go at about 4, 3ish.
Burn.
Burn.
What do you still have to do?
You can see I'm starting to sweat there. No, but you know what? I go to a restaurant and I eat chilies and until I really sweat, eh? Be it wasabi or
Why don't you
chili.
got your spoon? You want to try it?
I'll try
And I
and
actually
it's
sweat,
also-
and my children will say, "We're having fun, Dad," and I am. So if I'm not sweating, it's
Neem
not
nou
running,
habanero.
it's not running down the back
Ek
of
gaan
my
net
head.
help van hier vat en ons gaan 'n stukkie verhang.
Oh, the blueberry was super tasty.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so we will plan a bit better next time and also have a bit more tasters than we can give the guys as well.
The mango is proper. It's
No.
very good.
Very lekker.
Just to quickly resonate with what you were saying
There it comes.
on the rhythm and the stress and all that kind of stuff. I've been saying for many years that music is medicinal. It's a kind of a medicine, like music in general.
Completely, eh?
And what I figured out later years, upon further research and stuff, is like when you're in a good mindset and you feel good and positive, that helps your body heal and regenerate. And that's why I think it's kind of important for all the people in the world to sort of, as individuals, go and look, what is your favorite music? What is the music that gives you that feeling inside? Because there's not, you can't say, no, rap music is not medicinal or rock music is not.
Correct.
It depends on what you are into and your personal makeup. So
Where are
what-
you in your life and your mood at the
Exactly.
time?
What music gives you that text will be, that will be your medicinal music.
Correct.
For me, I've got a bunch of music that I listen to every day, but reggae music for me is one of those things. It just
Well,
takes
if you
all
look
the
at
problems
that,
away.
the reggae music's got the night bingy rhythm, so it's boom, 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 boom,
Mm.
boom, boom.
And it's also sort of that with the
Checking.
offbeat guitars and
So
Yeah.
the night bingy rhythm is actually that's your heartbeat. That's a night bingy rhythm. Man, this is your heartbeat. And the heart rate goes fast.
You need a harp. So
Absolutely.
No, that
That's
makes
it.
sense.
Yeah. So yeah.
no, that's lekker, man.
I enjoyed those last two flavors, very nice.
Quickly grab another one. I just want to reset my camera quickly.
I'm gonna put it on also unless last.
What is that?
This is a little chili tincture.
Oh.
I'm just gonna do juice drops.
Yeah, that'll be amazing.
that's the one that the guy said only have one drop and
Yeah.
you keep on going more than 3 drops.
I like to put myself a heavyweight there as well. And I meant everywhere.
So, but yeah, I'm definitely going to get your contact details after
Absolutely.
the show. We
Yes.
must do a collab
Yes,
song.
yes.
Because what a lot of you viewers out there don't know yet is me, if you're learning some Jamaican patois, me can speak a little bit. And I'm learning the Jamaican patois because I play in a dub reggae band.
Nice.
So we must definitely do a little collab song.
So maybe we're going to get you over to the Up in Smoke Fest 2 coming up, 27 to 29 August. That's how we've all met along this these lines as well. And you actually were, you exhibited at the last one?
Yes, yes.
Number
we're
one, and that's
definitely
where we
gonna
met
exhibit
initially
it
2 weeks
next
ago,
time.
yeah.
Okay.
So we're looking for open for artists who are coming into more of the reggae field, not just rock this time, but we're going to come in with acoustic, some of the reggae stuff. We're looking at some rubber dub, the kind of a
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, kind of.
That'll be awesome.
Some kind of yeah, music, some rapping, some poetry, some bringing all the fields of music, that kind of thing. So
No, that'll
it'll
be
be
awesome.
like absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, so shout out guys, check out Always Irie on Facebook. That's the dub reggae band.
Okay.
Guys, check out I Always Sweating on Very Much Chilies.
The
The chili come through, despite it being a finisher.
It's hot.
And the chicken already, the oil pulls a lot of the flavour, so it's
It's
got a
about
bite.
6 million Scovilles there.
Mm.
Okay.
That's not scobies.
You want to try some sauce?
off camera. Okay.
You guys want to hear a short story of mine? I'll try to let it in 1.5 minutes
Of what?
of my experience with drumming and music.
Please, tell us something cool.
So as a child I had rheumatic fever, and that's it left some heart damage on my heart, and that was a leaking valve. Alright, so the valve was actually defected. The bottom left ventricle valve wasn't closing and there was a leak. I had irregular heartbeats and palpitations, and for more than 10 years I was excluded from for anything cardiovascular with medical aid. Every year I had to go for a checkup. Cardiologist, Dr. Delby in Moore Park Hospital, I go the 1 year, and this is after drumming for about probably most of my life, you know, and after about 10 years of drumming. And remember I spoke about how rhythm in trains, your two pendulums out of sync in train. And it went for the, it was 15 years ago, and he said, well, your heart's fine. They put me on ventilators and all the plugs and everything, made me run and climb steps and run on the treadmill and all this kind of thing, and all the tests, and he said, you're fine, you're 100%, not a problem with any of the 3 defects
That's
mentioned.
cool. That's interesting.
And he wrote back to Discovery at the time. I was on a comprehensive plan. Mr. Bunting is fine. Can include his heart. They sent me for a second opinion. Even more strenuous tests, also running on the treadmill and steps and plugs and pipes and all that kind of thing. But the same report, Mr. Bunting's heart is 100%. And nobody could explain that, heard of it, could not believe their eyes. And this is top of the you know, our technology kind of stuff.
Are you
know?
saying that you fixed it a little bit?
I'm saying the rhythm and me playing, because when you play this drum, you actually hang it and suspend it from you, so you are part of it and you
That's
feel
all
that
this
drum.
is.
Yeah, you become
Well, that's what
one
the
with
strap
the
on
line.
is, so it's a proper strap on, so you've not got a nice big one, you know,
Yes.
in front of you or a small one, depending. And
We should play this in the bushes.
Yeah.
There's a toilet roll there.
But that's-
that's fine. That's
We should sit
I'm
around a
interested.
tree when you know why you feel why. Like, let me put it this way. Where would your favorite place be? To play like under the trees in the green or in this office building? Where would your favorite
I
place
know
be?
in nature for sure.
Okay, so now why? Because green has a calming effect, did you know that? So like when the snipers, for example, in sniping school, when he's lying, he's been focused on something for a while, his eyes actually get tired. In his rifle bag, on the bag that he's lying on, they'll make it a specific green. So like his spotter will take over and he's just got a green cloth on, or the inside of his bag that lies here next to him. And he just turns and he looks at the screen for a couple of minutes. Then his eyes can almost rejuvenate within like 2 or 3 minutes.
Wow.
And he can turn and he can focus again
Wow.
for a certain period of time. And so his spotter as well, they relieve each other. And he's just lying like this and he looks into his rifle bag. And so that green, I've experienced it as well when you're in the green and you're in the nature. Now you'll know that's where you say that's your favorite place to be or the favorite place to play on these drums. It's got a nature or the green has got that calming effect.
Amazing.
That's why I like wearing my South African flag shirt.
Amazing.
Because it's got so much green on it.
I'm green with the envy. Nice. So then what happened? So they included me for my part rhythm. I've got a story to tell, and I actually want to create a thesis and put it out there and let people learn.
I think you should.
Amazing.
I think you should.
Awesome.
And not just create a thesis, let's also put that sort of information out there in music. Let's teach it through music to the people.
Absolutely. I think, just from my opinion, I believe this is, if anything's going to heal the world. So I spoke about upcycling earlier, right? So my idea is to create an upcycling, I've already looked into it, we need a couple of hundred bottle tops to create a small molded drum, which has got a basic tone and base,
Okay.
and it's in the form of a plastic little recycled djembe shape.
Okay.
And the idea is to get all the schools throughout the location, rural,
To collect those
urban,
lids.
collect the lids, clean up their area where they live and become
Bring
conscious
it
of
back
it, and bring the plastics that we can melt and recycle again and upcycle into a form of a drum. So then for every couple of thousand lids they give us, we will give them X amount of drums back. And so if we can get this out to the corporates who want to invest and put their logo on there, maybe we approach the big guys like Mlungu recording studios, and they sponsor drums.
Yes.
You know, and we get it out to thousands of people. So we go back to the school, and if they give us for every 1,000 drums, we give them a drum. Every 1,000 lids, we'll give them a drum. And so they keep it, and musical instruments are very expensive. And we understand the medicinal qualities of drumming now and the benefits. So what happens is if we can incorporate and generate music amongst the people from the youth, we are generating a sense of well-being, anti-stress, releasing endorphins, getting a sense of community, understanding oneness and unity, and the spirit of Ubuntu starts to flow, and the Yoruba spirit starts to flow through the country using this drum as a tool. And I ultimately see myself facilitating, because I've done gigs up to 3,000 people at once, but now I'm seeing 50 or 85,000 in Soccer City, full big screens, and we're all drumming one. Like we've got a country song. We should have a country rhythm, an evening rhythm that is taught through schools. That everybody, when we will arrive with our upcycled drum on a certain date, and there's 85,000 people, it will be the biggest drumming circle ever. We try to break the record, and 1,800 is we didn't manage that.
That sounds awesome.
But imagine 85,000 people. We won't need the ANC or the DA or anybody like that. We'll just need to come in a space of love and unity, and music will bring us together and heal us.
I love that.
And I stand by that.
Sorry, just pass me the toilet roll, please, if you can see it. My nose is running this way before I look like a... Sorry, Eddie, I apologize on that.
No, it's rather wipe it than blow it on me.
Talking now about making the drums and giving it back to the school. That kind of reminds me, takes my memories far back. I don't know if you actually remember Kidio Kids way back.
Kidio.
There was this guy, Pedro, I think his name was called or something, this musical guy.
Is that what the
And
taught
then
us? Pedro the music guy?
Yeah.
The only reason I know this was because since primary school, my nickname from primary school and high school was Skilpad. And they took it from Timothy Treadle from Kidio.
Yeah, Timothy Treadle, that's
So it
it.
became Skilpad. It became my nickname. Right until the trick.
They had like that Pedro guy come in and show the kids how to easily at home make your own instrument. And this, what you're talking about now, is like the next level version of that, actually making a change out there.
And you're also cleaning up the countryside.
Absolutely, and then also bring people together, but also in a sense of frequency. That do you guys know that every emotion has a frequency? So at the moment I'm looking at the frequency of love. It's 528 megahertz.
Yes.
And that is when there's healing happening in cellular level. It's when there's calming. It's when there's, and it's almost like the
Yes.
over there. And so, if love has a frequency, we're able to project that frequency through this instrument, which is, like I said, imagine 85,000 people strong.
Yes.
There's a sense, and all coming through unity of Ubuntu, love, abundance, kindness.
So now I've got a technical question for you. Off the topic. Like you came on a bike.
Yes.
And did you bring these three on the motorbike?
I did.
Big ups to you.
I did. I put this on a bag. I've got a backpack. When I traveled through London,
Thanks
I
for
needed
your
a
effort,
backpack.
man.
And those went to my panniers. And
Thanks for the effort.
And when you ooze rhythm, ooze frequency, there's nothing.
No, but
you can do
we're
about it.
gonna talk because I think we need to do a drumming circle. I mean, what if we did one there by me or wherever? It doesn't really matter. But there by me, we're in the nature of it.
That's it.
And we can build a bonfire with a lot of wood. We can build a bonfire and we can put some spomper around that and we can play these
And
things.
Amazing, eh?
I think what we must do as well, because another idea that I'm getting now, and speaking about the frequency of love, You know, like that international, there's that channel on YouTube, Playing for a Change, where they get all these international artists to collaborate on like one song.
Yes.
Why not let's get a bunch of musicians together and we make sort of like a universal sounding song that most people will enjoy. And then what we do is, because these producers nowadays, I know because I do a lot of the digital production and stuff, but I'm not on that next level. But nowadays with technology, you can create sounds with the frequency. So if we can make sort of like this universal song and put that frequency of love somewhere as a hum in the background of the song, like so subconsciously you'll pick it up and have the song with a message of change.
One of the things I was also speaking to you about was we were thinking to get a couple of small artists together, up and coming artists, like even some drummers, and then you get a guitarist, you get a singer, guitarist, harmonica guy, whatever, I don't know. And like what was at the USC, that guys at the USC, get those guys over, interview them, have them play, ask them musical questions, where did it start, then either switch over to them in another angle or another shot and let them do a small little jam. So it's like you doing a drumming. With all the different type of rhythms, type of beats, and you give that guy the moment. Maybe you'll do one for us as well, and I'll turn the camera a bit and we'll record that if you're up for it.
What are we doing?
No, I'm going to record.
Oh yeah, we can do that.
If Isak wants to join, he can, but I want to just get the camera nicely on that and see if we can get a nice shoot of that.
I'll see if I can maybe freestyle some lyrical content there, because I do, for the dub reggae band, I do vocals and production.
Okay. So let's do this. Let's start off. He's going to do a drum roll. Then he's going to stop with a drum roll. Oh, how's yours? Is it singing or is it rapping? So it will have to be with a drum beat.
Well, it's basically both, because in reggae, especially dub reggae, you get the more rap kind of deeper vocals, and then you can more get the melodic singing kind of vocals.
Okay, so
Let's do a full house with these rap roll.
I'm going to give you a moment to do a drum roll, and you hang in for like a minute, and then you come in and you can rap, or then you guys can find that thing together. Is that good?
Good.
Okay, so I'm going to go and tweak the camera over.
Yeah, so it's something like a.
I won't do that freestyle though, I'll try.
Well done, guys.
Well done, dude.
Yeah, man. Awesome. Thank you.
Big ups, man. Thanks for that. It looks like on camera though. But I might need to ask you to come again because we had a little technical difficulty with one of the cables.
What's the worst that happens? We come have a lack of Friday together.
We'll do that. That's why I want to invite, and then me and you will talk about getting some users or doing a thing. So we want to do the capsicum show, talk about chilies, get the health vibes going
Yes,
internally.
yes.
And then maybe we could seal it off with a rhythm with, I think you also have a bit of more. I love music, there's always music in my car, different from classic to everything, but there's always music. And so music's always a part of it, but I think we put it on TV for everyone to see, or on a show, tweak it a bit, we'll do some nice stuff.
You can actually cut the show's jingle, you know what I mean? Start the show with a bit of a...
Why?
Yeah, we make a little jingle for
Because
the show.
imagine, I mean, even on a small drum like this, you can just go with a kind of like a... You can go... Yeah, something like that, and if you're going as well, if you're doing something like that, you know, you can do boom, 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 boom,
So we'll get into
boom, boom, yeah. So you're going boom, 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 boom,
How are you counting?
I'm saying it bomb, 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 sing it.
Yeah.
Bomb, 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 again, bomb, 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 breathe in.
Is that a specific rhythm or what is that? It's just a made up one for now.
This
Also,
is,
because I don't know
that
this.
is a particular rhythm,
Okay.
and the way this normally works is that you'll have a bass rhythm, and then you'll have a couple of guys playing the different parts of this on djembe called accompaniments.
Okay.
So you can have up to 5 djembe accompaniments with a cowbell pattern, and then up to 3 different basses. And then you still got to go do solo into the accent of the dances.
Yes.
So if you're going, for example, let's try this. If you're going boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
boom, 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 3, 4, boom, 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 3, 4, boom, boom. And I think you can maybe put off some boom, 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 boom. So now you guys keep going boom, boom, boom. So now we speak up.
This thing sounds amazing, man.
Yeah.
Holy
But
cow.
did you see that? Now you know you can drum. You just did it.
No,
dude.
no,
And the whole time you were showing, nah, can't. No, dude.
No,
And that's all you had to switch, eh?
But I don't play music instruments either because I battle with rhythm.
Mm.
Yeah. But I mean, I suppose it's years back. I haven't tried it.
But you know the thing is as well, it's like once there is a basic rhythm going, it's then kind of easy to follow the rhythm.
But then you get a guy that understands and can play in and
No, no,
out.
that's
Yes, yes.
Because
Yeah.
if you look at like your modern rock band, like a basic rock band for instance, the backbone is always the basic beat and rhythm which comes from the drums. And then you've got your bass following with the basic rhythmic melody.
Yes.
And then your rhythm guitar is normally supposed to follow your bass.
Okay.
And then off of that, the vocals and the lead guitar, and they can sort of base all their stuff on that. But if it's without those components, they're going to struggle to keep timing in key.
Yeah, so that's a rhythm section basically, yeah.
Yeah.
So, like the guys, I don't think there's anyone that really wants to taste any more sauces unless you'd like to taste another. We'll have to get some more chicken pieces for our next show so that the guests can suitably taste them.
Yeah.
And but thanks for coming, Eddie. I think we're going to talk about a couple of things. Maybe play some drums somewhere around the line.
Yes. You don't have to.
Two of them. Which one?
No, any one of your choice. The green ones are mine. You don't have to.
Yes.
I want to try the
Because I
one that
see
you
all
said
the
was really
audience
nice
is
left, the everyday one. Which was that?
Oh.
So when you gave it a 15 out of 10.
Which one was the flavorful one?
It was one of these
Can
guys.
you remember?
The flavor, yeah, there were one of these green ones that were like super flavorful.
And they were also very
This,
yes,
They were these colours.
This one was super flavorful.
Yes. Was that
Did you taste it? Did you taste the blueberry one?
I did, yeah.
How was it?
Very nice.
Let's just give it a little bit before.
It wasn't too fruity.
Not too.
Yeah. The mango comes too strong, which is nice because you ordered mango. The blueberry wasn't like wild blueberry, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think
But
it was
it was there.
the order that we took it in because we started with. But we haven't finished all of them, is it?
No. I see.
Oh, the show was a bit of a technical mess up today.
Yeah, there's 3 that we haven't tasted.
That's not
Ghost
that's very nice.
berries.
Gooseberry.
Gooseberries.
Hmm? No, ghost berries.
Is it ghost?
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
So it's obviously ghost pepper
Ghost
and
pepper.
berries. Chocolate death.
Yeah.
So that must be chocolate woodlow. So that's basically
They started from 800 to 3.5 grand.
it's chocolate ghost peppers, basically chocolate
This is-
peppers.
Would you part with a drum like that? You wouldn't.
Chocolate
like a
nugget
friend
brains.
almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I mean,
It is a lack of
I have a lot of people because the drum is so good, they're happy to, and I'm always sourcing. There's one or two I won't sell in my collection. You know?
One of my mates who used to make drums, he's an old guy, John Lane, I don't know if you remember him. So he even made big drums out of wine barrels,
Wow.
with skins over and stuff.
Yeah.
But it also became, they were so costly that eventually wasn't even around. There's a lot
4
of
grand just with a barrel almost, yeah.
lots of work going into the leather, to the tension.
Yeah. Well, what I'm going to be doing is I've got property up in Transkei.
Okay.
So what you want to do is maybe we can gel with your audience where we invite them, start punting it towards. But I want to start. I've got lots of shells in my storeroom.
Okay, shells.
Yeah, so just wood.
Oh, okay.
So what
okay.
you can do, I'll put them online and you can actually adopt a shell. So in other words, you come and buy the shell from me for X. But with that, you get you spend, it could be like 3-4 days depending we work out.
Making.
Yeah, and putting it together so the rings, treating the wood, boiling it, putting on the skin, putting on your rope, learning how to weave and attach the tune, and then how to shape the
ideas
goat.
now.
And
How to
then,
shape the goat.
and then yeah, so it's 4 grand, you buy in for 4 grand, and then you've got a couple of days with me, and you leave with that drum that you built yourself, you leave with.
Okay, that's
And,
interesting. We must maybe put a show together. I would play some drums, do one or two things that we've seen and heard, and then walk away and go, well, there's a course at this time.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But I'm just talking this, and so it's the long haul, you know, the greater picture. There's so much happening. I
So
mean,
all this knotting and stuff, you do all of that?
yeah. And this rope is called the climbing rope, so it's got a pre-stretched product, and they're called Dyneema, and it's covered with polyester braid just for the color. But that Dyneema doesn't stretch, and it's got a break force of per inch is hectic. You can most vehicles with it. But what happens is that when you stretch the skin and you tune it, the skin stretches, not the rope.
Yeah.
So often sometimes the rope is too stretchy, it doesn't have enough strength. If you tune it, then it kind of untunes a little bit because it just becomes like a guitar.
This was a
Yeah,
Buffalo high, if I remember this.
It's definitely tan, and that's why it always have that low muffled sound. But for that drum, that's the voice you want. You imagine everybody's screamers.
Yes.
I mean, the soprano. So yeah.
No, Eddie, thanks for for coming to us, my dude.
Thanks
We'll
for
see you
being-
around
Yes,
the next
yes,
things.
yes,
Let's gonna chill a bit,
yes,
stick around.
yes,
We'll
thank you.
put some
That's
herbs
a
inside.
nice one. It's
Yeah.
a little
Yeah.
on
Herbs
the
on the
level,
back.
but you
I
have
do
tasted
it.
the hot tea and spice.
Yeah.
I love a rookie.
No,
In fact, I kept my smoking for after, so don't
Yeah.
come and be like, hey, how's it, man?
Take the break.
My name's Cheech and Chop.
I'm a sheesh, man. Thank you guys. Have a good Friday. We'll see you around from everyone at the Capsicum Show. Conditional Eddie from
Drums and Rhythm.
Drums and Rhythm. Is that your tag as well?
Yeah, well,
Have you got a
it's,
Facebook page? Where
we
can
have,
people find
yeah,
out
we've
more?
been going, but what I'm, not but, yes, it is. My handle's Facebook, so it's Drums and Rhythm
Drums and
on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter,
I'll go look for you, tag you.
LinkedIn, Pinterest. But the big one that is running with is Up in Smoke. So come
nice.
enjoy people to come and enjoy 420 friendly place for your soul to be just who you are in perfection. Is come along to the weekend, live music, food, wellness from yoga to hikes in the mountains, barefoot drumming around the fire. Good
Why
people.
barefoot drumming?
The earth has a frequency,
No.
and when we are barefoot, we are connected. We are made to connect to that frequency, and we actually absorb that frequency. Now we walk around with soles which are very often rubber based,
Yeah, that's
and
what I
it
was-
blocks
yeah.
out any of the energy that you're getting. And the earth itself has got a lot of energy in it.
I think we need to look. This show went a bit south because of that volcano, unfortunately.
Nah,
But we've upped our gear, so we've got another camera now that's going to come there, which is a video camera.
okay.
And we've got a live switcher. So our idea is to specialize in live streaming. But just that one cable that will play with us.
That would be amazing. Yeah.
So then we also want to move from here. We want to move to there's some software we need, and it's fairly pricey. And then from there we'll literally be able to simulcast.
Yeah.
So we can take our show and post it to YouTube, your YouTube, our YouTube, his YouTube, whoever's
Yeah.
involved in the direct little circle. So if
Wow,
you,
the topic.
yeah, if you had Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, we can send it there. If you had TikToks or whatever, and Facebook and YouTube, we send it to all of those people involved.
Wow, all
So
the
then,
platforms.
so then that physical show is seen by all those people. When they log on, we all get those
Wow,
views as well.
I
So
love
then-
you.
and what I'm trying to get is for it to be seen further in line. Because then when you talk and when you play this drum and when he eats his chili and when we say what we say, there's a bigger audience to listen. Especially if you want to talk about a brand or a show or a
And the common three is all 420 friendly.
common thing is 420. The Capsicum Show, we don't really smoke a lot on it. But we're trying to keep that clean. Not that we don't smoke before or after.
Yeah.
But just for
It's not blatant
Yeah.
publicizing.
So you guys enjoy. That's us out.
And remember, guys and girls, always stay hot and healthy.
Hot and healthy.
I don't know, okay? Alright, guys. Nice one.
Yeah.